Hey, Nick, did you ever hear anything on the random dog that went into TSC there the other day? Or
Yeah.
State law requires this body to announce at this time that a copy of the current Open Meetings Act is available at the back of the room or is accessible to the public.
Not court.
When I hear the gavel, it's a reflex.
That's right.
Usually I put my hand behind my back.
Please,
Here.
Feller,
Here.
Hart,
Here.
Aaron Johnson,
Here.
Euchre,
Here.
Ben Johnson,
Here.
Smith.
Here.
All rise for a moment of silence followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda 1, consent agenda. Approve this agenda, pay the claims as submitted. Approve the treasurer's report for December 2025.
I'll make a motion.
Aaron Johnson, Lola,
Euchre,
Abstain.
Ben Johnson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Tiller,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Aaron Johnson.
Yes.
item agenda 2, approve the minutes of the January 6th, 2024. Should be the 2025.
2026.
2026.
Correct.
It's right on the computer, not on the paper.
Right. Let me start over. Approve the minutes for the January 6th, 2026 regular council meeting.
Make a motion.
Nick
Second.
and Stacy.
Weiss,
Yes.
Tiller,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Aaron Johnson,
Yes.
Euchre,
Abstain.
Ben Johnson,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Item agenda 3, public forum. Nobody here, so I'll close public forum at this time. Item agenda 4, adopt resolution 2026-01, providing for the sale of the city's junk and scrap materials.
We're just cleaning up some housekeeping, and we need to have this on file, so when we sell scrap metal and the electric department sells ends and odds and things that are of value in the normal usage, we have it on file where we're selling them and how we're selling them.
Now's the time.
Yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Trent moves, and Corey seconds.
Ben Johnson,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Tiller,
Yes.
Hart,
Yes.
Aaron Johnson,
Yes.
Euchre.
Yes.
You.
Go to open discussion. Tonight we'll start with Sergeant. Do you have anything from the police department?
I was told I had to talk.
Well, you don't have to. You can just say, no, I don't have it.
No, I think everything's going really well. Obviously, on Friday we had a retirement reception for Officer Warner, which I think went off very well and much appreciated years of service. Our code enforcement officer has been throwing a bunch of red tags out and towing some things off the streets, so hopefully you guys have seen that and making friends in all the wrong ways, so we'll keep that going.
How's Chief? Have you heard?
He is doing well. I spoke with him on the night after his surgery, and everything was good. Friday was a little bit more pain, but moving along.
Good. All right. Thank you. Corey? O'Brien?
Thank you. I don't have much. Just before the meeting started, the mayor and Chris and Dane and I talked about the properties we are acquiring through the vacancy registry. I was asked to look into conveying those to the CRA. I met with Jared from the CRA on Friday. I went through the statute on the Community Redevelopment Act. I think what I'm advising after that discussion is that according to the statute, the governing body of the city has to, I think, convey that property to the CRA. I would recommend that we gift that property to the CRA. And then once the CRA, by resolution, and then once the CRA acquires the property, then they have to develop a plan on what to do with it, which they make the recommendations to you, and then you guys decide whether or not to accept their recommendation. What we talked about, rather than having to do this for each property that comes into our possession, is do it sort of in a stock way, where we say any properties to come into possession of the city through the vacancy registry process will go through this process where it is ultimately gifted to the CRA and be made a part of whatever recommendations they make in terms of whether they're going to sell it or gift it to somebody else. So that's kind of our thoughts, and I'll work with Dane on maybe putting together a resolution that we can bring before the board, before the council at the next meeting.
Do we have a timeline on that? It's like we don't give it to them and hang on to it for.
Yes.
So, I mean, I think what I'll continue to have my discussions with the CRA, but you know, their thoughts were to maybe put it up for sale. Those properties up for sale, and maybe take the proceeds of that and redistribute it through the form of the vacancy process, so we can say, hey, you know, we'd like to clean up this property that's not being used. Let's pay a couple $1,000s or whatnot and get it from you, so we don't have to go through the delay, the court costs and all that kind of stuff to do it. So maybe it could just continue to be used as a fund to use for rehabilitation of our vacancy properties. But yes, one of the things that we had talked about was a contingency in there where it says, you know, if we sell it to you, you have to use it for these purposes within, you know, 18 months.
Okay.
If you don't do that, then it reverts back to the CRA.
Okay.
So,
I have a question regarding gifting it as opposed to what? You say gift it to just, that's just a term used to put it over to that entity?
transfer it to the
Okay.
CRA.
Okay.
I don't think we're gonna ask fair market value for it, because I mean, you know, I think we're trying to get something out of it, you know, that is better for the city. I don't think we're gonna charge the CRA, you know, a bunch of money to get it, because they really are an entity of the city. So, that would be my thought, is to deed it to them through gift, rather than making them pay fair market value for it or anything like that.
Well, then if they buy it, then they have to go through the selling process as well.
Oh, yeah.
We have to advertise it, auction it, and there's a remonstrance period on that.
There's a lot of limitations on what a city can do with property that's in our possession. This gives a lot more latitude for us to use it for the rehabilitative processes that we all envision that to be used for, but the CRA has that ability.
And regarding the CRA, is that group just, do they ever come before the city to get an okay or anything, or they just do what they do?
Well, so according to the statute, once we gift them the property, they have to make a plan as what they're gonna do with it. And then you get to, basically, they make recommendations on what their plan is. And then there'll be a separate resolution that says, yes, this is the plan, and we approve their plan on what to do with it. But we'll just make this so we don't have to do each piece of property, sort of a revolving, you know, thing for every property that we get through the vacancy property. So this will be our process going forward. And their plan will be, you know, for every property we come into possession that is gifted to us, you're to follow this plan that we approved. I hope that makes sense, but that's all I had. Thank you, Matt.
Okay, all right, thank you. Any more questions on that?
Do you know, so are they is that like the plan going forward? Are they not interested in flipping property anymore or rehabilitating them on their own themselves at this point?
Well, I mean, we're just talking about the vacancy properties. I think that they're doing separate things too beyond that. But these are just for the properties that the city comes into possession of as a result of the vacancy property registry.
Once we've torn the house down or things.
Right, so that was one of their concerns is that, I met him with Jared and he's like, we've come into these properties and now we're just gonna turn them over. He's like, well, what are we gonna do with them? And I said, well, they're already cleared out. And he goes, phew.
Weren't they the ones that moved in the house at 10th and Logan? Was the one that's their project? Or was it not?
That's before me, I don't know that answer.
Dane, do you remember that one?
And which one are we talking
10th
about?
and Logan?
And what about it?
Wasn't that one of the CRA projects or was that not?
I don't think the CRA has ever had a project of its own.
Oh,
That
right.
is
Yeah.
And DeEtte, that was kind of the reason why she got off, is because she didn't think that the CRA was doing what it was designed to do. And part of the reason is that they didn't have any funds.
Well, that's what I mean. We
So now, the TIF comes to them, so it's usually, is it a percentage of the amount?
It's a
or is it
percentage
just
plus an application fee, so
Yeah.
it's like $200 for the buy, and it's about $5,000.
Right.
Or depending on how big the project
Right.
is. But, so, yeah.
So those, and they do use some funds for, title search and that kind of thing. But what's ever left over then, we now allow the CRA, it stays with the CRA. And so what we are proposing is that when they sell, that they get those, so now they have some funds available.
To do whatever they want with it.
Yeah, and then they can go in.
Well, that's what I was wondering. I hadn't heard anything for a while.
Right.
What have we been doing with these funds for the past 4 years?
Right.
I hadn't.
Yeah.
You just rung a bell, so I was just thinking out loud.
Yeah. So that's,
Now they'll have some funds.
That's
They
what I
don't-
mean.
They didn't even, when I met with Jared, he wasn't even sure that they had a bank account, and I checked with
Right.
Dane, and they do, and they have a little bit of money in there from the TIF
stuff.
applications,
Right.
so.
And now this will just give them some funding so that they can do, like some of the good stuff that you were talking about.
How
That way we
many
don't have to
members
use
on-
tax dollars to clean stuff up.
Well, I mean, I thought we started this process years ago.
How many members on CRA?
I think there's supposed to be 5, and we're down to 3 or 4.
We get 4.
We should be back to 5.
Well, then we need to appoint our members. We haven't done
The statute says we either have to have 5 or 7, so.
There's 5 on our board, I know that.
There's,
Yeah.
I thought I had that filled. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
that. I don't know. We need to, but we haven't appointed. You probably do have it filled, but we haven't appointed.
Right.
So,
I was gonna do that, I was gonna talk to you last Thursday, but you were busy and I left.
okay. So we'll get it done next time.
Right. Yes,
That'll be good.
yes.
Do they meet on a timely basis or only when they have a project?
Pretty much only when they have a project. We schedule them for like the 3rd Monday of the month.
Third Monday.
Whenever they have a project, that's the time that we try to meet.
And they just really haven't had a need to because, other than the one TIF project we've had since I've been here, that's the only time I think that they've met. But we have a couple more TIFs coming up, and I think that once we, get these properties to them, they'll have to meet, they again come up with a plan to submit to you on what they're going to do with it. So I think this is a great development. And I think Chris and the mayor should get major kudos for doing this. So I think that this is going to be a good thing that's going to help in a lot of different areas, not just the vacancy registry.
Chris?
I have nothing.
Okay. Dave?
Me neither.
Aaron?
I've not been
Okay. Right.
I've been kind of visiting, back to this parking thing, front yards, side yards here, in this winter and everything. We've been really lucky this year. So, everybody's parking in their front yard.
Right.
So we haven't had to have any cars. I've been visiting these parking ordinances. They cover it pretty well. So if y'all get a minute, please visit the county, see recommendations, what they have. Right right in line with what I think we need. That's it.
You're talking parking in the yards or on the streets?
Yards and side yards.
Okay, nothing for me.
I do. The paper that you have on your desk is called Flags Across America. And this is something that our governor has, for the quincentennial, 250 year. So when you read through it, they would like, if there's anything happening in our community, our city, or even any of the clubs or anything you guys belong to, or your kids or anything, and they want to do anything that would attract a patriotism, something. The 3rd district, this is congressional, of course it's not affiliated one way or the other, it's from the governor's office, and we're both any kind of party going throughout, but that's not what it's about. It's just about patriotism and celebrating the 250th. I would like to, now I did mention before to Chris, but it's not gonna happen. We have all this wall out here in the hallway up here, and I thought maybe we should do something. The mural, of course, not gonna work because then that has to be, there for so long, but I would like to, if it's something's approved that we can do something with our walls, I would like to visit the art teachers from the elementary schools here in Holdrege and have students, just in the elementary school, in the art class, do just a 8x11 type of anything that is patriotic, flag, 250th, something for America, and before they get out of school, by that time. And then as we collect them, they can bring them here and collect them, and I'd like to put them up on our wall. And then, we can always have our paper community picture of it or something, and so that people know that I'd like our kids to learn about patriotism in America in some sort of, way, or something like that. So, and then, they can just be taped up and then taken down, nothing that's permanent or anything. But if you guys, again, have any groups or anything that want to do anything, I did give it over to PCDC. He's got a lot of ideas. And also the Y. The Y is going to get involved. And if you have anything, you just, there's some contact numbers here, who's ahead of it, and things like that. So, just to be ready for the celebration. Okay. That's it. Thank you.
Right, I've got one item. I did receive a thank you note from the Holdrege Optimists. They thanked us for the use of the auditorium for Toys for Tots. I believe they've been doing this for several years down there. They specifically thanked Dane Jensen and Charles Perez for their help and cooperation in keeping that organized down there. So that thank you note has been posted in the city office. And I'd also like to thank both Dane and Charles for their help in this, as always. And I think this is I hope we can continue this for any number of years. It's what those facilities that we have are for these kind of things. And, Toys for Tots and what they've done has been a very, very good project for the community. So
I have just one other thing.
yes,
Okay, so before I go talk to the teachers, how do I get it okay? I mean, how do we go about next time, whatever you want to think about it? Any input on just pictures, patriotic, flag, something Americana, whatever. We could look through them, make sure they're good with the kid's name on here, but that's turn in something. So how do I go about before I do it? To say, yeah, we can tape them on the wall out here and then take them down. I just think it'd be really good because we meet all year long. School's going to be out, but once they know they're up, so.
You can get a opinion from the other council members, and then we can have a vote on the next one, but that would let you know what we could forward
Okay.
or not.
We think about it and then we'll put it up for a vote, that it's okay or something.
Or you can also, right now, you put it out there so the public knows if anybody in the public has a problem with kids' patriotic pictures hanging on our walls in the municipal building, let us know so we know what that is.
We have a flag. Are you, you're kidding
so we
me?
know which
You're
house
not
to
kidding
hang.
me?
Just covering our bases a little.
We have a flag. That has to be here. Are you kidding me? Okay. Okay, so, now, so you're telling, what is your?
Exactly what Dane said.
feedback? Just bring it back, come back and
Yeah.
we'll just vote?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
I will I will say that, you know, if somebody wants to submit a picture and it's picking a flag burning, that would be not fun for us because it is a government building and we can't discriminate based upon the content of the message. So, you know, we've had that issue before, even at the state capitol, where they wanted to put up, you know, things that were
Just asked,
against,
Senator Kavanaugh.
right.
Yeah, there you
So-
go.
You know, it's something to consider, but I just wanted to throw that out there for 2 cents, that, you know, we can't discriminate based upon the content of the information, so.
But if that photograph or that picture never made it to us, then we would be discriminating. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay.
But the teachers never submitted it, yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Is that it? It is now.
Okay.